huge fireball up in the sky.
Ryan! Oh my God, Ryan!
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Today we show you some of the best compilations yet. Drama, thrills, and jump scares. It's got it all. Grab your popcorn and let's jump right into it. We kick off today's episode with a capture from a farm where a perplexing discovery was made. Our discoverer, who also doubles as a farmer, stumbled upon a creature with a striking resemblance to the legendary chupacabra. The creature barely had any hair on its skin and looked a little strange and perhaps sickly. While many would have thought that they were dealing with a canine suffering from mange, our discoverer insists that this was a chupacabra. According to him, he'd noticed other things which made him sure it could be a chupacabra. For one, his chickens had been mysteriously disappearing in a way that was reminiscent of the work of the chupacabra. We're not exactly sure if he was finding the chickens with their blood drained. If he was, it could entertain the possibility of a chupacabra. Other than that, my team and I believe he may have simply encountered a canine suffering from mange. The disappearance of his chicken could also be associated with the same creature we're seeing, or coyotes and other predators that may live around him. What do you guys think, though? Is that really a chupacabra, or is the farmer simply seeing things that are not there? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Next, we visit the coast of Point Dume, California, where there's apparently an underwater structure that has sparked speculation and fueled many conspiracy theories. It was reportedly discovered in 2014, yet attempts to venture in it have been thwarted by challenges created by its geographical location, which include but are not limited to strong currents, along with potential risks of decompression illness due to its depth in the water. So what are some of the theories circulating about the structure? Some of these theories include the fact that it's an alien base being converted to a government facility, among others. While Aaron and I love wild theories, even we have a lot of questions. For starters, if the government is trying to convert an alien base into one of its facilities, why would its images be accessible to anyone using Google Earth? Don't get me wrong, we're always open to these possibilities, but the facts just don't add up. Can any one of you who lives there confirm this for us? Would really appreciate it. This is the ancient Kal Barev Temple. For all of you who are unfamiliar with it, the ancient Kal Barev Temple holds reverence as a sacred site dedicated to Kal Barev, a formidable manifestation of the Hindu deity Lord Shiva. Depicted as a fierce figure with dark skin carrying a skull, Kal Barev is venerated as the ruler of time and death in Hindu mythology. Devotees believe in his role as a protector, and worshippers seek his blessings through devoted prayers and rituals at this revered temple. However, during this tour through the temple, this person filmed something eerie. Behind the statue at the entrance of the temple, a dark entity pokes its head out. Before you jump up and scream, "It's a shadow," you should know that that's not how shadows behave. Also, the space behind the statue is too small for a person to fit in without being spotted. So, what exactly was that dark figure? Is it a manifestation of one of the gods, a demon, or is this whole thing a complete hoax? Share your thoughts in the comment section. This next clip was recorded back in 2018 when a man went camping in the woods of Oregon, alone.
Shoots, Oregon. Well, close to Bend, Oregon.
He did his best to film everything, but little did he know those short clips he filmed would be documentations of the last moments of his life. As he settled in at nighttime, he heard noises outside his tent. It sounded like rocks being moved about. But how?
Sounds right outside the tent. There's something right outside the tent.
Perplexed, he shouted for whatever or whoever it was to leave, but the noise continued.
Leave me alone!
Based on the footage, one can even state that his shouting might have attracted the intruder because it came towards his tent and attempted to get in, but the camper saw it and ran out. After he was sure he'd lost it, he settled down and started looking around. Perhaps he wanted to make sure that whatever it was had really gone. But then, out of nowhere, a tall, pale creature came toward him, and that's where the footage ends. The man was never seen again, and the only evidence of the incident is this footage. Did you catch a glimpse of what appeared to him, though? It looked gray and alien. What do you think happened to him? After an explosion was heard, this strange light was seen in the sky. It's bright orange and moved downward, vanishing into the night sky.
Oh, look! What is that?
Some say it's a flare gun, probably shot from the vicinity of the explosion as a distress signal. It's a common enough scenario and makes sense, right? Well, not everyone shares the sentiment, and many believe there's more to the situation than meets the eye. As the camera shakes, some keen observers point out the fact that the streetlight and the mysterious skylight share a suspiciously similar shimmy, and this naturally leads to some skepticism. Could the whole thing be the result of CGI? Many seem to think so. Believers in the paranormal, however, insist that there's something ominous happening in the footage. Personally, I don't see it, and Julius, my new assistant whose judgment I trust, doesn't see anything. Even Aaron, the believer of all things paranormal, thinks something might be trying to pull a fast one on us. What do you think?
What is that?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god. Something exploded. What is that?
The connection between animals and the spirit world has long been a subject of fascination, with many believing that animals possess an innate sensitivity to the unseen. In a piece of intriguing security cam footage, this idea comes to life as a dark, man-like mass appears in the middle of the street, engaging with a group of stray dogs. The dogs, seemingly aware of the entity's presence, focus their attention on the mysterious figure. The entity bends down, placing something on the ground. Ghostly treats, perhaps. While some may be quick to attribute the footage to skilled editing, others entertain the notion that it captures a genuine interaction between the ethereal and the animal kingdom. Having watched the clip yourself, what do you think is going on here?
I'm getting a video. There's this huge thing making a re-entry right now.
In this next clip, a man on the road becomes an unwitting witness to a mesmerizing event, a mysterious ball of light gracefully gliding through the sky, leaving behind a radiant trace. It almost seems as if the object is signing the heavens with its luminosity.
Huge fireball up in the sky. That's actually sick.
One question lingers. Was this celestial phenomenon a mere meteor in its fleeting brilliance, or could we be looking at extraterrestrial visitors camouflaged in such a manner so they would appear unsuspecting? It's hard to say, really. On one hand, I see a meteor. On the other, I know how far our extraterrestrial neighbors will go to keep their presence a myth. So what do you guys think is happening here? Share your thoughts with us. This next one is a compilation of deer exhibiting strange behaviors. They even, dare I say, look possessed. You can see the animals rolling on the ground, some moving in circles and some aimlessly running about. As much as some would like to classify this as paranormal, it's not. Yes, I did say they looked possessed, but with a little research, you'd realize that these animals are actually suffering. The cause behind these distressing actions is not of supernatural origin, rather it points towards a tragic and real condition known as chronic wasting disease. This malady affects various deer species, causing neurological degeneration, behavioral abnormalities, and eventually death. It's a devastating condition, and the footage serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges that wildlife faces, including disease that can impact their populations. While the scenes are unsettling, understanding the natural causes behind such behavior allows us to address these issues with empathy and work toward the conservation and well-being of our fellow inhabitants on this planet. If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us to make more videos like these ones for you. Thank you so much. Now, back to today's episode. In a time where mysterious sightings continue to proliferate, another enigma unfolds in our night skies. There was a luminous object spotted in the sky one night. It had this rectangular shape, but looked like the moon. It's hard to make it out because it's hidden in the sky, but as it moves, you can see it. While the term UFO simply denotes an unidentified flying object, it doesn't necessarily imply one of extraterrestrial origin. There could be various explanations, ranging from atmospheric phenomena to human-made objects or, in some cases, natural celestial bodies. While I have my theories on what this might be, I'd like to hear yours. What do you think we could be dealing with here? In an unexpected turn of events, a trail camera owner retrieved his device from the woods, hoping to find footage of wild animals, but was met with a truly shocking discovery. Staring directly at the camera was a deer, yet far from ordinary. Its antlers and eyes glowed in a haunting shade of orange, imparting an eerie and almost supernatural aura. Looks like the creature just crawled out of the pits of hell. What could this be? Conspiracy theorists and supernatural enthusiasts are having a field day with this one. Theories are flying left and right, with some suggesting it's a spirit animal, others a deer with some otherworldly energy, and another subsect stating that perhaps it's a forest guardian keeping an eye on the Trailcam owner. While these theories are wild, there are those on the flip side questioning if this is a case of post-production wizardry. Perhaps someone got creative with editing software, turning a regular deer into a luminescent woodland mystery. Logically speaking, I know the last one is the easiest to believe among all the listed factors, but I also want to believe we're dealing with the supernatural. What do you guys think? Somewhere in India, someone captured this bizarre situation. There on a field was a strange-looking object made of fire. What makes the situation even more peculiar is the presence of a being, pure white, walking away from the fiery object and eventually shooting up into the sky. Now, the armchair UFOlogists and paranormal enthusiasts are in full swing. Could it be an angel, a celestial being making a pit stop in the earthly realm, or are we looking at an intergalactic tourist who decided to make a fiery entrance before taking off again? The skeptics might be rolling their eyes, whispering about elaborate hoaxes or perhaps an unattended bonfire gone rogue. But, the believers are already weaving tales of divine visitations and extraterrestrial encounters. Next, we have this clip from the Philippines, where citizens are seen collecting hundreds of fish. What makes this unusual isn't the number of fish being collected. No, it's the fact that these fishes are willingly coming themselves. Now, the skeptics might be rubbing their eyes, wondering if this is some kind of fishy prank or a well-coordinated community event. The truth is, no one knows how or why this is happening. Could it be a covert operation by the marine world to share their bounty with land dwellers, or perhaps a case of underwater Uber Eats gone rogue? The curious onlookers seem content, treating it like an unexpected gift from Poseidon himself. But the question remains, what's causing this underwater migration to the shore? Could it be a volcanic eruption stirring up the aquatic residents, or is it a supernatural intervention by the oceanic deities to provide for their people? Share your thoughts. Have you ever seen chickens play the freeze game? If you haven't, boy, are you in luck. Enjoy.
Oh, goodness. Where y'all going? Where are you going? You ready for some grubs? Let's go!
A man owning a poultry farm walked into his birds standing still for what looked like 4 to 5 minutes. Perplexed, he recorded the whole thing and posted it online. How is this even possible? The truth is, it shouldn't be, and the thought of it is just bizarre. Jesters who saw the whole thing told him his birds were probably playing the freeze game. You know, that game where you stand still after the music stops. While that's something fun to think about, our paranormal enthusiasts think the whole thing is a glitch in the Matrix. What do you guys also think?
This motherfucker just fell from the sky.
A man was apparently out on a job when this object fell from the sky. The said object had smoke coming from it, and it made a hole in the ground where it fell. He shared his discovery with the online community, hoping for some praise and answers, but all he was met with was skepticism and disdain. Many who saw the object are calling it a hoax and arguing that the object looks a bit too man-made for comfort. It seems like the line between reality and attention-seeking fiction is getting blurrier by the day. In cases like these, critical examination by professionals can help distinguish between genuine astronomical phenomena and instances that may involve human-made objects or deliberate attempts to garner attention. Looking at this, though, I give my votes to those calling it a hoax. What about you? What do you think this could be?
I don't know, but you tell me what you think that is. It looks like something out of an arcade game.
In this recent and intriguing footage, a peculiar light was observed moving in circular patterns in the night sky. The unusual movement raised questions about the light's origin and nature, as stars typically don't exhibit such behavior. Skeptics, ever watchful, cast doubt upon the authenticity of this celestial waltz, proposing the involvement of CGI in crafting such enchantment. Yet others lean toward the possibility of something more enigmatic. Could it be a celestial phenomenon, a dance of light refracted through the Earth's atmospheric layers? Alternatively, does it signal a visitation from realms unknown, or just someone having a little fun with a flashlight? In this next clip, we encounter a seemingly supernatural phenomenon, an ordinary roll of toilet paper suspended in mid-air, frozen in time. No need for supernatural explanations here. This peculiar phenomenon is a masterpiece crafted by none other than humans and the cold. All it took was a dry toilet paper and a splash of water left exposed to the bone-chilling elements. The result, a mid-air spectacle, a frozen masterpiece. It shows weather conditions are getting worse by the day. Hot places are cranking up the heat, and cold places are turning into icy wonderlands. This sure serves as a chilly reminder of the changing climate. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes. If you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Bigfoot after you, now would you? A tragic incident occurred in El Salvador when a car drove off a bridge. This tragic incident, however, led to a rather shocking discovery. A few moments after this happened, a truck passed by the scene with the camera capturing an eerie sight. A cloaked dark figure atop the vehicle, resembling the Grim Reaper. Given what had just happened some moments ago, this was not too shocking. The Reaper had come to collect the soul of the unfortunate accident victim. Now, logic often challenges us to find rational explanations for such occurrences. Some might argue that it's a trick of light and shadow, or perhaps an oddly shaped object on top of the truck. However, the symbolism of a figure resembling the Grim Reaper in the aftermath of a fatal accident is undeniably too much of a coincidence. Whether one believes in the supernatural or not, these moments can evoke a sense of awe and make us ponder the mysteries of life and death. But then again, we can't help but wonder if we just saw a Grim Reaper on the job. Now, let's take a look at another puzzle. In Japan, a mysterious sighting unfolded as a cloud resembling a donut appeared in the sky. The cloud seems to be very white and has a slight glow to it. According to reports, this appeared in the sky right before they had a 7.6 earthquake. While it's very strange, there are some talks that this same type of cloud appeared in Turkey as well just before another earthquake. In some cultures, unusual natural occurrences are often interpreted as signs or messages from the divine. This suggests these clouds could be premonitions or warnings of impending danger. But some skeptics think it's just a blue beam projection, a technology that could potentially create optical illusions in the sky. The paranormal community, however, are convinced that what we are looking at is a portal to another world or universe. Which theory among these three do you agree with? A cosmic warning, a technological illusion, or a glimpse into another dimension?
Cows found mutilated, some of them cut with precision and their bodies seemingly untouched with no bloodshed.
If you thought that was weird, you might want to strap up for a mystery that's as baffling as it is unsettling. This farmer woke up to find his cows victims to mutilation. For decades, this eerie phenomenon has left farmers scratching their heads, and in this recent clip, the livestock meet their demise in a strangely precise manner. They were found on their sides with faces cut along the jawline and tongues removed. Weirdly, two of the cows sported circular cuts, taking away the anus and external genitalia. What makes this scene even more perplexing is the lack of blood, as if the whole operation was carried out with surgical precision by an otherworldly force. The farmer, leaning toward the extraterrestrial side of the spectrum, believes that aliens might be harvesting animal parts. The big question remains, for what purpose? With many varying opinions, there is not one clear answer for this. If we were to ask you, though, what would you say is happening? Extraterrestrial experimentation, secret government projects, or perhaps a well-coordinated prank that has spanned decades? Share your thoughts with us. Venturing into the icy wilderness of Russia, someone stumbled upon a truly heart-wrenching scene. 3 mountain goats frozen in time, their bodies overtaken by the relentless cold. It's a harsh reality, especially when you consider that temperatures can plummet to a bone-chilling 58 degrees below average near Oymyakon. This remote region is sparsely populated with just 500 to 900 residents as of 2018. It's known for its unforgiving cold, and it's the kind of place that doesn't easily welcome human settlement. And I guess we know now why. Now back to the mountain goats. In their quest for solace from the biting cold, these tenacious beings unwittingly encountered a fate as frigid as the icy winds that surrounded them. A poignant reminder of the brutal, harsh, and sometimes unforgiving nature of life in these harsh, icy landscapes. Well, either that or this is just very good taxidermy.
Oh my God, Ryan!
2 New Yorkers seeking refuge from a snowstorm in the balmy confines of Fort Lauderdale found themselves face to face with a phenomenon they likely hadn't expected: a tornado. Witnessing their first tornado, they trained their gaze on the awe-inspiring spectacle unfolding before them. The tornado, a force of nature with its agenda, danced unpredictably from place to place, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. As you watch the footage, you can see the tornado's power as it effortlessly lifts objects into the air and transforms the serene waters below into a chaotic battleground. Hopefully, no one got hurt, but it's safe to say that these individuals were mighty glad they were nowhere near it. How would you react if you casually saw military men in your city casually shooting blanks in the name of a drill? Well, for the inhabitants of Riga, this was no hypothetical question. It's actually happened. It turns out that this is a usual thing in Latvia, and people are informed way before time. That's why everyone is moving around casually as if nothing's happening. I know many who saw this when it first hit the internet were worried, but personally, I want to visit Latvia just to experience this. Who knows, I might even join the army. What do you think? A couple buys a 1960s home thinking they've hit the vintage jackpot, only to uncover Pandora's box of strange artifacts left by the previous owners. Among many of the things they found was a suitcase they decided to open and check. When they opened it, they were shocked to find another smaller replica of the suitcase inside. Apart from that, they found a pencil, an eraser, and candy. Nothing out of the ordinary, but guess what they saw when they opened the smaller one? There was a doll strapped into the suitcase. Now, I don't know about you, but this looks like the scene from a horror movie where people tamper with cursed items, and then all hell breaks loose. The couple was very creeped out by this. I mean, who straps a doll into a suitcase and then puts the suitcase into another suitcase, if the thing is not possessed? I think they should move out of the house, and if you were in such a situation, would you have opened the suitcase? A group of unsuspecting anglers peacefully cast their lines, only to be greeted by a colossal creature gliding beneath the water's surface. They recorded this and placed it on the internet. Once the video started to gain traction, everyone had one question. What could that be? Some suggested the usual suspects, a playful dolphin or perhaps a mammoth catfish. A closer look, however, and you'd realize that the creature in question has little to nothing in common with these creatures. Its form appears to deviate from the familiar profiles of our aquatic friends. As we contemplate the possibilities, it becomes evident that the ocean continues to guard its secrets. Could this be an encounter with a previously undiscovered species or a mythical creature that's not been seen in thousands of years? Either that or it's simply a play of shadows and light teasing our perceptions. What thinkest thou? Next, we travel to the mysterious landscapes of White Mesa, where a thrilling discovery was made. While hiking amidst the majestic peaks, an observant hiker stumbled upon a set of tracks that sent chills down his spine. These tracks, measuring a staggering 20 inches, left an indelible impression on the hiker's mind. But it wasn't just their size that caught the hiker's attention. It was the distinct shape that added an extra layer of intrigue. Although the tracks bore a resemblance to a human foot, a subtle uniqueness set them apart. They were abnormally large, surpassing the size of any known human. Even the tallest and largest man on Earth couldn't boast such colossal feat. In that moment, the conclusion was undeniable. They had just discovered the footprints of Bigfoot. Anyone who laid eyes on these footprints couldn't help but make the connection to the legendary Bigfoot, a mythical being frequently sighted in these very mountains. If you ask me, I'd say the image was legit, but what do you think? Do you believe haunted forests exist? Would you explore one if they really did exist? Well, before you answer, we have footage from a couple who actually went in search of a witch in a forest they'd heard and believed was haunted. Yeah, you heard that right. They actually went in search of a witch in a haunted forest. It started as a typical witch hunt until they came across something on the ground that sent shivers down their spines. If you carefully observe the footage, you'll notice a whitish object that defies explanation. It doesn't resemble any known creature and appears lifeless. As the witch-hunting couple approached the object, an eerie presence enveloped them, accompanied by strange noises. As if that wasn't creepy enough, the woman starts feeling as though someone is pulling and entangling her. They were all visibly shaken up at this point, but despite their evident fear, the adventurous duo bravely continue their quest. They end up in a different location with a chilling sight, an eerie ritual ground adorned with flickering candles. A strange man then emerges from the dark. The couple were clearly startled, but they muster the courage to ask him questions. He shows no interest in answering their questions and rushes to grab something from the ground. Without waiting to find out what it is, they make a smart move and start running away, only to be pursued by the man. It's clear that these guys entered a territory they were not supposed to. For a moment, I wondered if they survived, but then I remembered they were YouTubers who had uploaded the video themselves, indicating their survival. But there are some of my team who think it could have all been made up for clout. What do you think? This next footage is out of this world spooky. Instead of talking, perhaps you should see it instead. This young boy was filming himself while his dog climbed on the couch behind him, messing with the blinds. Well, at first, after the video was filmed, the boy didn't think anything of it, until one day he was reviewing the footage when he noticed something strange. Behind the blinds outside the window was a strange face peeking at him. The face looked odd with large black eyes. What in the world could that be? Some kind of alien? Because it sure looks like one. Some skeptics say it was a staged video, which could be true, seeing as the strange face looks lifeless like a toy or a costume. But given the recent Russian alien news and sightings, this could very much be a sighting. For our next footage, a camera mounted on what appears to be a boat captures a curious encounter with an unidentifiable creature. Let's take a look. Now, it's unclear whether or not it possesses any form of communication. This creature exhibits dog-like characteristics, sporting white and cream or tan-colored skin. Additionally, its face appears like it has a pair of goggles covering its eyes. Very perplexing if you ask me. But are there truly creatures like this? Is this really real? Well, there's a cerdid and a mythological creature that's known to fit the bill. The Ningen is typically described as having pale, translucent, or bluish-white skin, somewhat resembling a giant underwater ghost or spirit. It's often said to have a human-like face, eyes, and mouth, though the features can vary. Now, there are varied images of what the Ningen looks like, but members of the paranormal community who saw this believe that that's the real deal. A part of me feels like it's an elaborate hoax, but what do I know? Perhaps you can help clear the confusion. What do you think? Take a look at this security cam footage. Now, study the black cat moving. What was that? The cat vanished into thin air. How is that even possible? Watch that again. No, that's not possible. Watch it again. It's simply mind-boggling. Could we be dealing with a supernatural being in the form of a cat, or is this video merely edited? The paranormal enthusiast in me wants to believe this is real. I mean, just take a look at the footage. It's too real to be edited. Many, however, believe that's the case, but if this video is indeed edited, it's flawlessly done. I personally don't want to believe that. I want to believe that there is something more sinister or supernatural occurring here, rather than just a camera trick. Black cats for centuries and across many cultures have been known to be very spiritual. Some see them as a sign of poverty, others of bad luck or even death. Despite this, the dog-furred felines are very popular with witches. They are the witches' favorite pets. So could it be that this cat was on its way to its master? Tell us what you think. This footage was captured by a group of friends who'd gone out to have fun in the town. While returning, they made a spontaneous decision to embrace the wild and revel in nature's beauty. Against the backdrop of a dark road and a considerable distance from civilization, one of the friends daringly ventured ahead on foot. Meanwhile, the remaining group members stayed in the car, cautiously following behind. Their sense of alarm heightened when their friend abruptly returned, sprinting toward them. Their gazes fixated on an uncanny sight, a creature resembling an insect crawling eerily before them. Did you see it? What in the world is that? No one truly knows, and even the rest of the paranormal community is baffled. A part of me believes this might be a hoax, though. How are they conveniently filming before the friend runs towards them? Why would he be out in the dark without any light? The possible answers to those questions make me believe it's all fake, but what do you think? We started with a big one, but we continue with what I can only describe as a very, very stealthy one. Imagine reviewing your Trailcam footage and seeing wolves roaming your property. Whatever emotion you imagined is probably what the owner of this Trailcam did as well. He was surprised to see wolves on his property, but that wouldn't compare to what he felt after taking a second look. Now, if you pay attention to the footage, you actually see that this supposed wolf appears to be moving on two legs like a human, albeit very fast, and seems to have a shirt or clothes of some sort on. Crazy, right? At least the owner thought he was going crazy and asked the online community for help. The paranormal community caught wind of it and told him it was a werewolf. Personally, I don't see any other logical explanation if what we are seeing is indeed true. What about you, though? Prepare yourself for a chilling sight, a colossal humanoid figure, its presence hauntingly etched against the backdrop of an open field. The capture you see was uploaded by the user Kiwasibor on YouTube. In the capture, we see a creature that looks emaciated with pale skin and sunken eyes. Its mouth is slightly ajar, as if in a silent cry. The uploader didn't give any context to the image, leaving the viewers itching with speculations about what this creature could be. It's reminiscent of the Fallout series, but the question remains, is this a hoax or a genuine sighting of a starving giant? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Next, we return to Arizona, where this image was captured. At first glance, it looks like an ape in the bushes. A second and more careful look should reveal that although the creature has the fur for the look, it's no ape. When standing upright, the creature measures a towering 7 to 8 feet in height. Despite its fur, its body exhibits more human-like characteristics. This made all who saw it believe it was a Bigfoot, albeit a juvenile one given its size. Although it was big, adult Bigfoots are typically bigger, and individuals could say for certain that it was a Bigfoot because Bigfoot sightings are quite popular in that area. So what do you think? Is this the real deal, or could the whole thing simply be a hoax? Tell us in the comments section. While we have encountered many creepy and scary stories, it's often the eerie presence of people that can be even more unsettling. You know they're human, but you can't tell if they have good intentions or not. This footage was taken by a man on his property. For about 3 days, he'd been seeing strange people wandering in the woodlands on his property. Their collective movement hinted at a singular destination, but its exact whereabouts remained a mystery to him. Unaware of his presence, they maintained a silent vigil, stealthily lurking throughout the area. They seemed to all be going to one location, but where he couldn't tell. Confused? Have a look. You see them, don't you? Very creepy, isn't it? Footage like this leaves us with many questions. Who are they? Why are they doing that? Is it some kind of ritual? Are they an occult? Is anyone in that area truly safe? I hope I'm not the only one creeped out by this. Have you encountered such before? What do you think of the whole thing? Tell us in the comments section. Now, stepping away from our bonus footage, which is quite the mystery, at least for you, we have another one for you that's truly mysterious. Take a look. Do my eyes deceive me, or does that look like a dinosaur? It's hard to tell if it's a pteranodon versus a pterodactyl. One of these creatures has teeth and the other doesn't. If you know which is which, you can state it in the comments section. We'll be marking the ones that are right in the comments section. But back to the footage. Is that really an extinct dinosaur flying in the sky? Well, part of me doesn't think so. However, some paranormal enthusiasts believe the government may be experimenting with these extinct creatures. What do you think? In this footage, we see probably one of the biggest creatures we've ever featured on this channel. Sure, the giant moose from a couple of episodes ago was large, but I doubt it's got anything on the creature moving among the foliage in this footage. Did you see it? What creature comes to mind? An ape, a bear, a Neanderthal, or a Bigfoot? Most definitely a Bigfoot. There are no other creatures that fit the bill so well. But where was this creature captured? The funny thing is that the uploader refused to share and didn't say why. Perhaps he wanted to protect the creature, or perhaps he wanted it all to himself. I possibly can't be the only one excited about such a find. As exciting as this is, though, it worries me a little bit. If Bigfoots can get this large, what would happen to us if they try to take us over? Well, oh, stop it, Steve. They won't do that, or at least we hope they won't. Think happy thoughts. Either way, you have to agree with me that this footage is truly an impressive capture once you get over the poor quality. This Trailcam captures a monster that looks like it belongs in Hotel Transylvania. The creature looked stick-like and took long strides across the field like a zombie. However, the creature is so tall that the only parts visible are its legs. It also appears to have no arms. Weird. Despite the footage appearing remarkably realistic, the majority of viewers and even my team believe it could be edited. However, it's crucial not to dismiss the possibility that this creature might indeed exist. Perhaps it only looks like a bad case of CGI because it's from another realm. Who knows? But what do you think? A family was parked by the roadside when they spotted a moose feeding on the other side of the road in front of the forest, so they decided to film. While mesmerized by the moose's feeding, their attention was abruptly drawn to another presence, a ghostly, pale creature lurking in the shadows behind the moose. The creature appeared to be standing on 2 feet and later moved to a crouch. The creature's appearance, with its pale complexion and slender physique, defied wild animal characteristics, bearing a striking resemblance to a skinwalker. Known for hunting both humans and animals, the mystic creature was likely biding its time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to pounce on the delectable moose. But what do you think? Do you believe in ghosts? If you've ever answered no, then it's perhaps because you haven't come across our next footage. Watch.
Right there, looked like something dark formed.
In this clip, a female YouTuber who is out looking for a sense of the supernatural starts feeling like there's a strange presence out with her in the backyard. She senses a presence watching her from the darkness, lurking with an ulterior motive to invade her space. Undeterred, she remains in the backyard, attempting to discern the nature of the presence. After scanning the area with a flashlight with no results, she switches to an alternative approach using a spirit box. Just in case you're unfamiliar with it, it's a device believed to facilitate communication with the deceased. Some way, somehow, this approach appears to yield results, as she receives signals and responses from whatever entity is present. The spirit box transmits phrases like, "We're still protecting you," "dying," and these unsettling responses affirm the presence of something beyond the ordinary, validating her initial instincts. Is there truly another world out there? And are her ancestors reaching out to save her from evil? Could it be another entity altogether making fun of her, or is the whole thing simply an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. We'd love to hear them, especially if you have experience with this kind of thing. Now for something bone-chilling, literally. If you have a weak stomach, you might want to skip ahead for the next 30 seconds. If you are still here, it means you can stomach it. This video clip exposes a haunting scene in a graveyard. In this scene, we see open graves and scattered bones that paint a grim picture. In the footage, two individuals discuss the disturbing trend of townspeople raiding the graveyard for items used in rituals. Imagine having your grave robbed and exposed in the open because someone robbed it. Imagine your bones being put in polythene bags and left in there. But why would people want to rob the graves of others? Why steal their bones? What motivates such actions, and how desperate must people be to resort to breaking into a sacred resting place for malevolent purposes? Does anyone care to explain? Because this is simply unbelievable. As this cemetery's secrets are exposed, it leads me to wonder, are all other cemeteries the same? Do their deceased suffer the same fate as these unfortunate souls by having their remains desecrated? We invite you to share your insights into the comments section, particularly the consequences of such acts in your culture. Before we move on, though, a moment of silence for the departed souls. Next, we have footage taken by a couple of teenagers who went out one night to have a good time. If you've been following the trend on this page, you'll know that it's definitely not how it played out, and you'd be right for thinking so. Once they got to their location, they were met with a surprise. They encountered an enigmatic figure dressed in a peculiar attire strolling through the park. They couldn't discern what it was, but they remembered that there had been a mysterious death in the park. The corpse was found with no foul play. Looking at the being before them, they didn't need to be told that it was a paranormal being. They actually started suspecting that the being before them could have been responsible for the death of the man earlier. They posted the video online and it immediately went viral. The residents of the area had actually been complaining of a strange and eerie presence in the park, and this confirmed their fears and suspicions. They believed that it was the entity responsible. But what do you think? Next up, we have this Trailcam capture of, quite frankly, the most beautiful deer I have ever seen. But she's not the focus today. What if I told you that the image you see was captured at night, not during the day? I'm pretty sure that might shock you, since it looks like the image was taken during the daytime and has only been desaturated. However, according to the individuals who submitted the image, it was captured at night in the absence of any surrounding lights. Yet, inexplicably, a radiant orb appears in the image. If the testimony of the uploader is to be believed, then we know there's definitely something supernatural going on here. If you've followed this channel for long, then you should know that orbs are usually an indication of supernatural activity, and judging by the size of this one, there's got to be a lot of supernatural activity going on here. The challenge is, we don't know what kind of activity that will be. Could it be one of the fabled spirits of the forests? Could it be a being from another dimension making its way to ours? No one can really say for sure what created an orb this big. Of course, some theories propose that it might be an alien spaceship landing nearby, but honestly, we don't quite see it that way. But what do you think? Next, we have another group of YouTubers, this time from the channel Lomar Men's, who went into the Dagger Woods deep in the night to investigate the alleged sightings of Wendigos, but got more than they bargained for.
Oh, no! Jeez.
In the footage, we see a guy and a girl filming with their cameras when all of a sudden they are spooked by a strange noise. Instead of taking the hint and aborting their mission, these guys followed the sound deeper into the woods. As they got nearer, they noticed small rocks being thrown at them from deep in the woods, but that was still not enough warning. The crew ventured deeper into the woods when suddenly one of them fell to the ground in terror after spotting something in the darkness.
This is gonna be an adventure and a half. Whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
Hello?
You see something dark?
Something was just by that tree.
Unfortunately, the camera didn't capture what he saw, but his petrified reaction speaks volumes. Do you think he saw the Wendigo he came looking for, or he spotted something far more sinister? Or could it be that this was all a hoax for the sake of garnering views? Share your thoughts in the comments section. In Sonoma, California, a hiker was having a blissful day strolling through the lush green landscapes when he unexpectedly encountered an unsettling presence that sent shivers down his spine. He quickly concealed himself among the tall grass, instinctively reaching for his device to capture this bizarre encounter. In the footage, a humanoid creature comes into view, pacing back and forth with an aura of aggression, all the while vigorously swinging its long arms. The creature looms at an imposing height of approximately 7 or more feet, and its entire body appears to be covered in a dense coat of brown fur. Overwhelmed by the encounter, the frightened hiker couldn't help but wonder if he'd stumbled upon the legendary enigma known as Bigfoot. The footage points to that, but its authenticity is one that remains up for debate. What do you think? Is this a true video of Bigfoot, or is someone just messing with the paranormal community? Speaking of being in the wrong place, these unfortunate campers unknowingly chose a sinister spot in the depths of the woods, an experience that would haunt them for life. As the camera holder bolts out of the tent, the boy captured in the frame follows suit, both in a state of sheer panic. It appears that they were frightened by something. As they keep running, the camera holder looks back at the tent, and there, standing in front of the tent, is a creature on all fours. It doesn't look like a wolf or a coyote. The creature had human features, but it was very skinny. This reminds me of a Skinwalker. These are mythical humanoid creatures that can shapeshift into any animal and are known to eat humans. These boys are lucky they fled on time, and by the look of their reaction, I think this is the last camping trip of their lives. Next, we visit Argentina, where an interesting footage was captured. In this clip, we see a bright round ball with a trail of red light behind it. At first glance, it bears a striking resemblance to a meteor hurtling through the atmosphere. Is it one, though? If a meteor made it to our atmosphere, especially this close to civilization, it would have been on the nose, but nothing was recorded. Could it be aliens in a UFO? Could it be a secret government project going haywire? Or is it just an edited video? Well, we can't say based on the evidence available to us, but taking a good look at it, which do you think it is? Now moving on to another unsettling video. Take a look at this. This footage was taken in the backyard of the uploader. It starts off like your ordinary everyday trail cam footage in the stillness of the sunset. But then, if you pay close attention, you'll notice a creature moving by like a gust of wind. Did you see that? Let's take a closer look. There, you see some sort of ghostly figure with its back hunched over. You can see its head and hunched back. It's evident that whatever it is, it's bipedal, that is, it's walking on 2 legs. The creature appears almost dust-like, and as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared. What could that be? Well, no one knows, not even the uploader. I'm tempted to think this is nothing but an elaborate hoax, given the blurry nature of the footage, but perhaps that's just me. What do you think? Next, we have an enigmatic image that will leave you questioning reality. It was captured by a doorbell positioned at the front door of a house. The owner put the camera there to keep an eye out for human intruders. Little did they know it would capture something far beyond their expectations. Have a look. The creature looks like a dark-furred poodle trespassing on the property with its tail sticking out. The creature, though, shares a familiarity with a canine and still leaves a few things up for debate. The creature's head, shrouded in an eerie blur, conceals its true identity, leaving us to wonder what lies beneath. At least that's what the paranormal community thinks. They believe it's a shapeshifter of sorts changing forms. Personally, I do think it looks like a goat, but feel free to let me know what you think. This footage was taken by a YouTuber who went ghost hunting in an abandoned house. As expected of any abandoned dwelling, this house stands in a state of decrepitude, shrouded in an oppressive veil of dust and time. It was nighttime and the house had no lights, so he used a flashlight and camera to scan through the house. Just as he meticulously scanned the surroundings, a figure emerged from the darkness, standing ominously at the upstairs doorway. Did you see that? Who or what was that? A person with long black hair and pointed ears like an elf. Despite being visibly spooked, the determined YouTuber musters the courage to ascend the stairs in pursuit of the enigmatic figure. The YouTuber chased after the strange person, but by the time he got there, the person had vanished into the darkness. I don't know about you, but that was scary. For our penultimate video, we step away from the supernatural and enjoy some cuteness. Take a look at this footage captured by a trail cam set up in the wild. We see a mother bear and her cubs marching in the woods to either seek shelter for the night or get themselves some dinner. Mother bears are extremely protective of their cubs. Despite their adorable appearance, it's crucial to remember that encountering a mother bear and her cubs can be extremely dangerous. Thanks to trail cams, however, you can enjoy such encounters without having to be close to them. It's broad daylight, and unlike elusive figures like the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch, the creature before us isn't hesitant to appear in public. Looking at its tough, overlapping scales and those claws capable of pulling apart concrete, I can understand why it's confident enough to appear in public. But what creature is it? Is it real, or is this just another elaborate hoax to lead us on? Well, at first glance, I thought this might be CGI due to its unusual 3D-like appearance. I was on the verge of dismissing it as fake when a team member identified it as a pangolin. I looked it up, and what do you know, this thing is actually real. They're occasionally referred to as scaly anteaters and belong to the mammal order Foliage. Pangolins sport distinctive overlapping tough scales. Their unique dietary preference revolves around consuming ants and termites. Curious about how they manage this feat, it's all thanks to their remarkably elongated sticky tongues. And that's not all. Whenever they sense a threat, they're able to roll up into a protective ball. Sadly, despite their scales serving as their primary defense, pangolins are considered endangered species in Asia and Africa. Fascinating, isn't it? Consider this a small educational tidbit in case you weren't familiar with this magnificent creature. And yes, you're welcome. If you have time, look up the Texas rat dragon. Have you ever encountered any of these creatures? Please share your experience in the comments section. We'd love to hear it. For our next clip, let's travel to Texas. While going about her daily activities, a lady in Texas looks out into her yard, perhaps to enjoy the view, and is amazed to spot a creature she's never seen before. Confused by what she's seeing, she uploaded it online. Take a look. The creature appears to be stopping by to sample berries that have fallen to the ground. I mean, berries are sweet, and if I saw a tree full of them, well, I'd stop by too. If you have ever owned a garden next to wildlife, you know such visitations occur more often than we'd want to state. But things get interesting once the woman spots the animal. She realizes it doesn't look like anything she's ever seen. Possibly not wanting to appear eccentric, and despite being profoundly shocked, she managed to snap a photo of the creature. The photo, which has now gone viral, leaves everyone asking the question, what could this creature be? It resembles a member of the cat family, sporting unusually elongated ears while sharing a similar body length to that of a mountain lion. Experts, however, think it might be a dog with fur or skin issues. Numerous speculations have emerged regarding its identity. Some suggest it could be a chupacabra, while others propose a hybrid between a coyote and a dog. The idea that such creatures could produce this anomaly might seem far-fetched due to their sizes, yet considering the unusual occurrences in our world today, well, who am I to dismiss the possibility? What do you say, though? To end today's episode, I thought I'd end with a riddle. So riddle me this. I've always wanted to say that.
But listen carefully.
What gently hums in the country air, a hidden melody beyond compare, neither seen nor known. In fields it hides a mystical sound that softly abides. The answer to this riddle is the answer to what's responsible for the hum. If you know it, tell us in the comments section. Start your answer with the word riddle so we can easily identify it. We may have something nice for the person with the right answer. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there popular trail cams you have come across that you think we should absolutely feature on this channel? Please tell us in the comments section. If you personally have odd footage you recorded yourself, you can forward it to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We will do the needful analysis and include it in our next episode. We'll also credit you with it unless, of course, you want to remain anonymous. We can't wait to receive your clips. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. See you in the next one.